What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 515 Sports Podcast. Been a minute, but we're back now and just going to do a little talking, catching up since it's been a little bit and just see where we go. But today we're talking a little Money in the Bank, of course, because WWE, why wouldn't we? NBA free agency if we get around to it, and just, it's about to be the 4th of July. So we're just kind of going to talk and hop in, join, do whatever you want.
Are those just a random question? Are those Yoda ears in your bag? Is that new?
Yeah, it might be. I'm not quite sure, honestly. I don't remember. It's been a minute, so I don't remember when they got up there, but yeah.
Where'd you get those?
I don't know, honestly. You put them on your head, little Yoda ears, bro. Star Wars, that's where it's at. That's where it's at.
I love
Talk
it.
Star Wars for a whole hour if you want.
I know you could. I don't know how much
you wouldn't be able to hang.
Well, I mean, like I know I've seen all the movies. I think I've watched part of the Mandalorian. Like I'm not as in depth or like as invested as like some people are, and obviously you. I mean, I got like a Baby Yoda Funko Pop. I don't know if that's
it's basically the same.
Yeah, but
yeah, all my TikTok is just Star Wars edits, so I get a lot
with
of
Subway Surfers going on at the same time. No. Are you one of those people that watches like TV shows through?
Yeah, you basically get the movie on there. Yeah,
that's great. I for one, I am excited for this pay-per-view this weekend, but at the same time, I don't get to see the pay-per-view this weekend as it's happening because I get to be in Omaha.
And you're gonna have to mute your phone or something because you're just gonna get it spoiled.
I swear, and maybe we need to make an edit of this. What I'm about to say, if it does happen, if Roman comes back this weekend and I miss it,
that Pop's gonna go crazy.
Someone owes me if that happens. Someone's gonna owe me big time if I miss that live.
Yeah, when that Roman Pop, that first Roman Pop, that's gonna go crazy.
It's so crazy how like people can say what they want now. I feel like, but when he was champion, everybody wanted him to just be done and be out, and then it took less than 6 months, and everybody's like,
"Oh yeah,
I miss him."
That's why Roman's the GOAT, man. That's why Roman's the GOAT.
But like, come on, like. Let the guy have a freaking break, and he's not even having a break. I think like within a week he was already on like a set for a TV show or a movie that he was in.
Well, his dad just died too.
Yeah, rest in peace, Sika.
Love you, Sika. I mean, when Roman comes back, that Pop's gonna just go crazy. Also,
it's got to be at a pay-per-view, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's gonna be this weekend, or
if Roman Reigns
SummerSlam.
I don't know. I could see him coming back at Slam.
Do you think so? You don't think Reigns is wrestling at Slam?
No, I could see him coming back at Slam.
Okay. I guess that would make sense because it seems like they're kind of going in the route that like Solo Sikoa is going to fight Cody at SummerSlam. Because this weekend's just a 6-man tag with him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that makes more sense. And we all know what it's leading up to with Survivor Series in the near future with Bloodline 2.0 versus Bloodline OGs
1.0. Yeah, dude. First up, Rip Paul Heyman. Second up,
did you hear that? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think I saw something that like he intentionally did not sleep the night before.
Dude,
so he looked like that.
I've seen a couple of those things about Paul Heyman. That dude is committed to the bit. Like that dude loves himself some wrestling. So you got to respect that at all times, I suppose. But
that dude, he is without a doubt the greatest manager and greatest promoter, on-screen promoter at least, in professional wrestling history. The dude can take a turd and make it a championship-worthy wrestler. I mean,
Paul Heyman is
he found a way to make Ryback look a little more appealing, and Ryback was boring to watch. Come on. Off-brand Temu version of Goldberg.
Yep. Yeah. Temu Goldberg. That's a good way to put it. I mean, Paul Heyman, no. But what I was going to say, freaking Fatu that dude's going to main event PLEs for the next 10 years.
Dude.
Off that one walkout.
I I'm worried about how it's a good thing that he's really good. And I mean, you watch all the clips of him in the indies and everything. His move set is unbelievable, and I feel like they're gonna nerf it a little bit just because
Yeah.
they want him to look more impressive than Solo. Because
Yeah.
they made Solo look like this huge, unstoppable force, even though he lost like 50 matches in a row after beating Cena,
Yeah. Right.
which is the out of the storyline because um basically the last 3 years there's been like 10 storylines involving like 5 people. It's just that
Yeah.
there you just got to realize which one is being promoted. And the
Right.
one that's been promoted is that Solo is supposed to take over for
Yeah.
Roman.
Right.
And the problem that I have with that right now is that they spent a whole year having this dude lose and lose and lose, and then okay, now he's going to be the guy that leads the group.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm fine with it. But I feel like they're going to have to hold back Jacob a little bit before everything gets kind of um interesting, at least.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, I think. But I will say I think they're able to keep him. I mean, they'll just keep him around, and then once he can kind of split off, or he whatever they decide next, like he'll be able to cook, I think, honestly. So I mean, you look at this theme song, you look at his walkout, bro. This thing is crazy. I
Dude,
mean,
his like t-shirt did have a t-shirt day one. Who
right.
gets a t-shirt day
That's what I'm
one?
saying. Like clearly they are like, this dude's a beast. And Def Rebel, dude, they cook every Samoan guy's theme song and everybody else walkout song just not as
You
good.
don't like DIY?
DIY is all right, but I just
No,
feel
no,
like
DIY is terrible.
no,
I was completely
I actually don't hate it. I actually don't
no,
hate it.
no,
Um,
stop.
I feel like every Oos dude, they just cook the walkout song, and then everybody else are just like, okay,
Every Def Rebel theme song that is not a Samoan has some kind of catchphrase, some kind of thing at the beginning. Sometimes it's literally just a wrestler saying their name,
yeah,
and
yeah,
and then it's just this trash instrumental beat that is just on repeat for 50 minutes, and it's so bad.
yeah,
Like AJ Styles is maybe an outlier with his is okay,
yeah.
but like really you need to have him say you don't want none at the beginning in the most slow paced thing. Like I'm
Yeah.
no, Def Rebel needs to be either fired or something needs to happen to where they can't make any more music because it's trash.
Yeah, but they cook sometimes. I just it's always the Samoan guys. It's always the Samoan guys that cook.
I mean,
Like
a
Priest is
baseball
so bad.
a baseball player hitting 100 isn't considered a good baseball player. So
Yeah, yeah, good point.
if they're hitting 100 in terms of quality of walkout songs, I guess we can call that good if we want.
Yeah, you got a point there. You got a point there.
I,
But that one out of 10, dude, that 1 out of 10 just goes so hard.
I just wish that they had the money. Well, I think they do. They just don't want to spend it to just allow people to have licensed music, dude. Like only so many people get that, and I feel like it would
Yeah,
be better if it was like everybody could do it.
yeah. That would be interesting if everybody just started having every licensed song in the book.
By the way, CM Punk needs to change it back to the original Cult
I
of
was waiting.
Personality.
I
The
was waiting
new
for you to say that.
2023 remastered, reverb, whatever you want to call it, is not that good. It's just meh.
Yeah, in comparison to the OG, it's not as good.
It's oh god, it's so bad. I saw that released the night before or 2 nights before he came back, and I was like, God forbid if he actually does come back and this is the song that he walks out to. No,
Sure
please,
enough.
God. I knew that's what was going to happen too. But no, speaking of him, do you think he's going to get involved in this Money in the Bank ladder match? I mean, I think the match is pretty much set with Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. And 3 of those guys are in feuds outside
Yeah.
of this match that have nothing to do with the title. So I don't know if that makes this match not as impressive or as
I was just gonna say the same thing. Like you could have a freaking Money in the Bank ladder match with 100 people in it because they're gonna have so many people beefing each other. So I don't know if that makes it good or not. Honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see. I've never seen anything like it, so I don't know how to judge it. So I'm just gonna wait and see. But yeah, you could have LA Knight, you could have Logan Paul, Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton. Dude, that was so weird. They did that before with Trae Young, and it was. I love it that they do it specifically in Madison Square Garden because the Knicks fans are literally the worst. I was like, you know, it'd be funny as if Jason Tatum out of nowhere just showed up with the title or whatever, and he just grabs the mic and he's like, "What they gonna say now?"
You
over
got
and over
Tatum,
again.
Brunson, and Halliburton squaring up in a WWE ring.
I'd take that.
I do not. I honestly, I do not understand the Tyrese 317 shirt. I do not understand it at all.
I don't even think I understand it either.
Is 317 is that like Wisconsin area code? I don't know. I do not understand the Tyrese 317 like because you guys have got Austin 316.
Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
That would make sense.
That makes sense then. That was my only guess. That was like my only guess. Didn't make any sense to me otherwise.
I love how long it took for him to like look at the brass knuckles and like decide whether or not he's going to give them out to Logan. And by the time that he finally was like, "Oh, I forgot about this part," it was like,
well, I was laughing too because Brunson looks like he belongs in a ring way more than Tyrese.
Brunson almost broke his hand.
Yeah, well, okay. Besides that part, but like when they're just staying there, Tyrese looks just so like long and lanky. He's like, "What are you doing in there?"
Hey, don't forget that Enes Kanter /Freedom is a former 24/7 champion.
I will.
Don't ask why I still remember that.
I don't want to know why you know that, but I will forget that on purpose. Good guy.
I think he was on the Celtics at that time when he won that title.
Oh, that's probably why you remember. That's probably why you remember. Celtics legend.
Retire the number, man. Great, like 4 months of.
Well, he also has worn like 1 billion numbers.
Shout out Chris Paul for being like the second ever rainbow player. Have you seen that meme where they put the Shaq one over the Chris Paul?
Shaq and Chris Paul. You get that on a Jeopardy question. Who are the two guys who ever achieved this feat? Nobody's getting that.
No, nobody. But going back to the Money in the Bank men's ladder match, I was talking about how there's like all these storylines outside the match involved, or I think are going to be involved. Like I am confident that Punk is going to make an appearance. Yep. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to do something. So I don't know if that eliminates Drew McIntyre from contention. I think Logan Paul is going to be involved because it's a big premium live event. So there's no way that he doesn't get involved in some way, shape, or form. And so maybe that eliminates LA Knight from the conversation. And then Chad Gable is involved with one of the weirdest twists, storylines.
And coolest.
But like,
I love it.
How do you go from like feuding for the title? You're going to basically kick all your buddies to the curb and then boom, White sick.
Well, I mean, the whole purpose is you betrayed your family. So I mean, I get that's a good point. I get the story, right? Like,
but then why are they feuding with Pat McAfee?
Some of it, that's what kind of makes it awesome. Like, I can't figure it out. That's what makes it cool, I think.
So it kind of leaves 3 people: Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade.
Andrade's speed champ right now, so like I don't know if you'd have him win it.
And him and Carmelo are 2 guys in this match that I feel like are only in it for the like moments and like
what do something cool.
Like Andrade is kind of taking Ricochet's spot. I feel like because I feel like if Ricochet still had his contract, he would be in this match, and we would be like, "Yep, he's not winning, but he's going to do something stupid."
Yep, just like him and Logan Paul that one year.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So are we getting Yeet in the bank?
Well, I don't know because technically Bloodline could enter. Like, I really don't know who to expect here. And Carmelo, you could honestly make a good argument for because if you're going to just want to rocket somebody to the moon quick.
But like the thing I have an issue with that is that I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, who's on Raw and who's on SmackDown?
Well,
it does matter.
I think it's got to be somebody on Raw because SmackDown,
If you
don't
have
need
Cody
him.
lose the title to anybody not named Randy Orton before Mania, then you're dumb.
Yeah, right. Cody ain't losing the belt to any of those guys.
Like, imagine Chad Gable, like this guy that, like, or I guess he's on Raw. Imagine Carmelo Hayes, a guy who's been on SmackDown for like less than a year,
Like 3 months.
and then he just cashes in on someone that like they built for 2.5, almost 3 years
Right.
of trying to get this title on him, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're just gonna give this to a guy that was in NXT about 4 months ago. So
Yeah.
have fun with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's got to be somebody on Raw.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah,
I think you could make an Andrade case. I don't think it will be. I
don't.
really do think it. And Drew, I don't know, like, I could see Drew winning it, trying to cash in, CM Punk costing him again. But I
Well, yeah,
would
you saw what
rather,
he said, right?
yeah,
That if he wins, he's cashing in that
cashing in
night.
right away. Yeah. And so I could see that, like, Drew wins, CM Punk screws him later when he's trying to cash in again. But I mean, I would rather him just do that in the match than have him win it. And then, because then if Drew's really going to cash in, some of the fun of Money in the Bank is you don't never know what's going to happen.
It's gonna ruin it.
Yeah, I would. So I guess I would rather have Eat in the Bank.
I agree. Yeah, I think I agree
I think
with
it's
that.
got to be Jay. That would be my go-to move.
Because you can't. The only 3 people that I could see them putting it on are Jay, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre, and they're not giving it to LA Knight because they want to give him the United States title, and giving him both the Money in the Bank and the United States title is not necessarily a good move for him specifically, because he doesn't have the aura of Seth Rollins from
Correct.
2014, 2015, whatever it was, or The Miz from 2010.
Correct.
And so, and I know you hate LA Knight anyway, so
he's just slowly getting even worse to me. He's just, although I will say he's getting some better moves. Like, he's working on his moves set, so I can appreciate that. BFT's just so bad. BFT's so bad.
It's a weird finisher.
Bad.
If someone did that in real life, it definitely would hurt, but like, it looks so awkward.
Yeah, BFT, it's so hard to sell, and then like you're basically doing a people's elbow, and you're not even like, dude. I mean,
you don't like the people's
elbow?
I
don't like LA Knight's moveset. That's basically I think he's got a good shtick. I just don't like his moveset.
Yeah, I get it. So yeah, I mean, and if they do Yeet in the Bank, the amount of money that they can make off of that.
Oh yeah, Yeet in the Bank, dude. You could be selling briefcases for days.
If they, God, you mentioned the briefcases. The green briefcase is one of the most ugliest things in the world. They need to have it where, like, what they did with Damian Priest, where it is a custom briefcase.
I think they will with both of them, honestly, this year.
I sure hope so, because the green one for the men is just disgusting. I do like the white one for the women's side, but they make the women's one anything involving women in WWE, it's like white. That's the only color that they have, because at first they were like, we're gonna make them all pink, and then they're like, we can't do that anymore. But yeah, I think I do think they're actually gonna make Drew win.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's either Drew or Jay. I want Jay, but I don't know.
Who would you put your money on if you had to pick right now?
Probably Drew, I think, if I had to put my money on it.
Drew wins.
I want Jay.
Drew wins,
I hope if Drew wins,
instead of Punk showing up, oh God, if this happens, I swear, if I miss 2 of the greatest things ever in one weekend, I'm gonna if Roman shows up, and if AJ Lee makes an appearance,
I've heard
him out of a world title.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, Lita, AJ Lee, those 2 are 1 and 2, and depending on the week for me, switches for best female wrestler. And so if I miss out on both of those in one weekend, man,
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But I hope if Drew wins and he tries to cash in and they're gonna screw him, I hope that he can still, like, they somehow mess it up so he can still keep his cash in option or something. I don't want him to cash in and lose that night.
But like you almost have to, because then you can't do Punk versus
Agree.
Drew at Slam
Agree.
because it's versus Gunther.
Agree. Although Gunter's going to take that belt and have it for about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Drew needs to do it now, because he ain't once Gunter gets that belt, nobody's taking it from him for a hot minute.
Yeah, I think it's either him or Jay. There's really nobody else. And I've seen people say like this is so unpredictable, and I feel like it is so unpredictable that it is predictable.
I think the matches, I don't think the winner is necessarily unpredictable. I think the match is unpredictable, which is what makes it good, I think. What I'm excited to watch.
The women's side, Io Sky, Chelsea Green.
I'm telling you, bro.
Lyra Valkyra, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Zoe Stark. I thought you were gonna say Tiffany.
It's one of those two. It's Chelsea or Tiffany. That's who
you don't like Zoe Stark, man.
I can't believe they didn't make Dakota win that triple threat, bro. Dakota's GOAT. They need a mid-card women's belt like so bad. So bad.
Zoe Stark is the definition of the moveset is there. Everything is there except the actual character. She has no aura. It's just like, oh, we're gonna see a good match, but who cares? Because she doesn't bring anything else to the table except for a good match.
She needs a Paul Heyman. She needs a
seriously
manager.
Or give her is she that bad at promos? They don't really like let her do promos.
Yeah, they had her like tag with Baszler, and Baszler was cutting all the promos.
They should have been tag champs if they were gonna drop the Bianca and
I can't believe Bianca and Jade dropped the belts at that PPV, bro. That was
well, I mean, you can't have all the hometown people lose. And they had two of them lose.
Yeah, true.
Do you see the video of the crowd after the show went off the air?
Yeah.
And people were pissed that
they were so mad.
Drew McIntyre didn't win that match against.
So mad. I thought
Damian
he was,
Priest.
Honestly.
Bro, Damian Priest, though, doing a flip while getting his foot stuck in the ropes is one of the
I thought
when
that happened, I was like, oh, he's
dead. He's dead.
His ankle snaps. I don't know how he's not hurt from that.
But yeah, I think if Chelsea doesn't win this, they're done.
I agree. And, Chelsea almost has to win this. Like Tiffany's gonna be around. Tiffany's gonna be freaking.
You can put the belt on her whenever.
Yeah,
right
Tiffany's
now
gonna
Chelsea's
be
like at the top.
Roman Reigns, John Cena level. Like she's already gonna go Hollywood and stuff. So you might as well just give it to Chelsea, honestly. And Money in the Bank for Chelsea, that's like
imagine the amount of times that you can fake cash in with her.
Yes, it's a perfect Chelsea character too. And Chelsea cuts good promos. And speaking of like merch and stuff, you think about how much merch you could sell that Chelsea would just sell and stuff, dude. I think Chelsea got to win, and it's got to be some like cheap way that she wins.
Oh yeah, it'd be funny if it was like something stupid because that's just how her character is.
But she actually has good moves. Like she actually has good.
Oh yeah, dude, I've been watching her since she was down in Impact Wrestling back in 2014 and stuff.
Chelsea's
like that.
grinded too to get up to the top. Like she's done a lot of stuff. I would give it to Chelsea. I would be Chelsea wins.
I mean, it's either her or Tiffany. Naomi would make a little bit of sense just because she is already a top star, but like everybody else wouldn't make sense. And at the same time, I wouldn't want to give it to Naomi because like she also did leave the company a while ago, and so like why are you going to just give her these opportunities right away?
And Chelsea's technically like with Piper and Bailey, like Chelsea's kind of been around the belt. So I guess
the only thing with Tiffany that would make sense is that like, you know, you could give it to her and like she's been becoming like buddy with
I
Nia
think
Jax.
They might go tag champs for a minute.
Or she cashes in on Nia at SummerSlam.
Yeah, or that.
So that would be the thing that would make sense to me if they ended up doing it and giving it to Stratton. But no. It's got to be Chelsea Green, man. If it's not, I want to know why. Yep. I'll give it an opportunity, but at the same time, I will be like, if it's not, if you're not going to go with her, you got to have a good reason.
Yep. If it's not Chelsea, I got to see the vision. I agree with that.
Other matches, Intercontinental Championship match, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. if this isn't a 2-second match, I'm going to be mad because they're ruining what they're building up Braun Breaker to be.
Yeah, I agree.
And Braun Breaker needs to win this title and then hold it for a while.
And Braun's good, and he's actually got way better on the mic. Like he's actually can cut some okay promos now.
He's the type of guy that I feel like you can give him the title right now, and then he can hold it until Mania, and then give it off to like Chad Gable or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that he wasn't put in the Money in the Bank match, honestly, because
Yeah.
everybody's like,
Unless they
Carmelo
are-
Hayes is the type of guy that you can strap a rock in, send him to the moon. But like Braun Breaker, in my opinion, levels above where Carmelo is.
Hey,
And
levels
he's only
above.
getting an Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, I agree. 8 levels above. Good hint. Roman Reigns. What do you know?
My sources tell me that Roman's going to get
Corey Graves
involved.
on the mic.
Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline.
I love Kevin Owens, bro. Every time I see Kevin Owens wrestle, I'm like, dude, I love you. He does so much crazy stuff.
I mean, Bloodline's winning, right?
Yeah, but Kevin's probably getting. I mean, there's no way you pin Cody.
Randy Orton turns on him.
Well, yes, unless something crazy happens. But like, there's no way. I feel like Kevin probably takes the pin.
Dude,
Randy's
I really
so
think
good
Roman's
at like,
showing up.
Yeah, I don't. He's either showing up here or at Slam.
Slam would make more sense if Cody's gonna face Solo, but like, yeah, Slam makes more sense. Maybe The Rock shows up. I don't know. There's no way Rock would show up to Money in the Bank.
Something will happen. I don't think it'll be like normal.
If they have another damn cousin show up, I swear to God,
just building a freaking militia of people.
Like,
just 100.
It's not that they're all related. It's that they're all related and they're all good. That's the thing. That makes no sense at all. Like, good Lord.
Yeah. Fatu's the only one of those three, though, that has any like solo potential.
This is what. Oh no, I don't know about that. Tama Tonga, dude.
Really?
I watched some stuff when he was in New Japan. Not Tonga Loa. That guy botched his first ever appearance.
Yeah, that guy. He's good in his faction. That's about it.
Yep. Back when he was, I think his name was Udako, and he used to ride out on a bike back in 2012, 2013, and it was so dumb. And he was a botch galore guy back then, so nothing has changed. No, I think something's going to happen. Obviously, Jacob is going to get involved because is it all four of them or is it?
No, it's just the three, and then I think Jacob will get involved.
So maybe Jimmy shows up.
Yeah, I would guess Jimmy shows up for the other side, and then Roman at Slam.
Do you do it where like you do this? I don't know if they've announced which one's the main event. You do this match before the men's Money in the. But if you're doing the men's Money in the Bank last, you can't have Drew McIntyre cash in right after.
That's why I'm just like I'm locking in. I guess I don't know what to expect, so I'm just gonna have to watch. Like this is why this PPV I think is gonna be good because nobody knows. You should have to watch.
Because I was like, if you're gonna have Jimmy show up, if they screw the Bloodline, then you can have the Bloodline screw Jay.
You could have
in the bank, and then you can have Jimmy come and help him, and then like you said, it starts that domino effect to Survivor Series. But I don't know. It's going to be a good match either way. A lot of these are going to be good matches. Shout out them for not having too many matches on these pay-per-views recently and just going for quality over quantity.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I think this is going to be a good PPV. So
and then
PLE.
Obviously, Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. If Priest wins, Rollins cannot get another title shot as long as Damian's champion, which I mean won't last longer than SummerSlam anyways. So, and then if Rollins wins, Priest must leave the Judgment Day.
Dude, that Demon Finn versus Priest match at Slam is gonna go crazy.
And that's when we're going to find out that Liv Morgan's actually been involved the whole time with Finn.
Dude, Finn, Liv versus Rhea, Priest, or Dom, whatever happens there, that's going to be a great match.
I'm sorry, though, but the storyline with Dom is just so weird to me because he's married and everything. And I'm like, it just doesn't... Like, we're making it sound like he's got a side chick to his girlfriend, but he's also married off screen. So this just doesn't make any sense to me. which I mean, I guess good for him. I don't know. But no, I think you can't give it back to. I don't know. Can you give it back to Seth Rollins?
I have no idea. I don't think so, but
like you don't want
could.
Gunther to wrestle Damian Priest. You don't want him to beat Damian Priest for his first world title, right?
Maybe he beats Drew. Maybe he's beating Drew. I don't know. That's what I don't know. I don't know. That's what's messing everything up. I don't know what's gonna happen there.
I mean, so I'll go on a limb and just say like Priest will not be champion come Monday. I don't know how. Don't know what's gonna happen.
I could get behind that.
I just don't see him facing Gunther for the championship and that being sold as a good match.
Yeah, I agree. Because that Gunther Drew Sheamus match was the best match I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, Mania.
Yeah, that was the best match I've maybe ever seen.
Banger after banger.
Yeah, and Sheamus just shows up and never lets you down. Yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Honestly, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see.
Predictions for me: Men's Money in the Bank, I'll go Drew McIntyre. Women's Money in the Bank, I'll go Chelsea Green. Intercontinental Championship, I'll go Braun Breaker. The Bloodline will defeat Cody, Randy, and Kevin, and then Seth Rollins / Drew McIntyre. I'll put that because I don't know who.
Yeah,
maybe Damian wins. Basically, for that, my prediction for that match is Damian will not have the title by the end of the night. I don't have a prediction of how, if he wins the first match, loses the second, if Drew cashes midway through the match, if Seth wins, Drew cashes in, or Seth wins just in general.
Yeah, I'll go Jay, Chelsea, Bloodline, Braun, Seth.
Respect.
See what happens. I guess should be good. PLE. I mean, honestly, excited for it. So
it's gonna be a lot of fireworks for sure.
Yeah, I get. And also, I mean, I guess I haven't talked to you since we just haven't done a podcast since the old new champs, right?
Oh yeah. You talking about Banner 18?
Banner 18.
Shout out to WWE for not making any title belts or anything. They don't like supporting the NBA apparently, but yet having NBA guys on TV, it's all right. I'm not salty at all.
Yeah, Brock's not mad about that at all.
They didn't make like a Stanley Cup belt or anything for the stupid Florida Panthers. By the way, the Florida Panthers logo is the ugliest logo downgrade in professional sports history. Have you seen what their old logo used to look like?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say
it looks
it's up there.
It looks like a brand that you would put on like a construction like Bobcat or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? John Deere. Like it's so bland looking. It looks more like a corporate logo than it looks like a professional sports logo. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But I will tell you straight up. When the game ended, just because of how anticlimactic that game 5 was, I was just like, oh, we won the title. That's great.
Yeah.
And then I went to bed. And then I got up the next day, and then that's when it all kind of hit. And I was like, oh, we won.
We finally won. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. I was like Ricky Bobby. I was like, I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
What do I do with my hands? Yeah.
But yeah, shout out the Celtics ownership for basically selling high because it sounds like they're going to sell the franchise.
Yeah.
And then proceeding to give everybody a bag before leaving at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, you look at those contracts, it's like, what the world?
I thought everybody said that it was going to be impossible for the Celtics to keep everybody around longer than their current contracts.
It just dropped like $1 billion on 3
guys. That's what I'm saying. Shout out Luke Cornett, baby. Coming back for another season.
The GOAT. And Xavier Tillman, the GOAT.
And I think Porzingis signed an extension too. He's in preparation to sign an extension.
I have no idea. You look at like the contracts, it's just like, what the world?
Derek White. That was a good move that they finally just got.
Yeah, just
get that over with.
Just do it.
No, I want your opinion. In the last, okay, we'll say from 2008 to now, where does the Celtics championship rank for teams?
Like the Celtics team, like
Yes.
dominant wise.
Yes.
So
Not necessarily like run, because that everybody knows about
honestly,
the run.
they have the best team that I've seen win a championship since the Warriors. Honestly, like that, you think about the Celtics, that team is so loaded. They have guys everywhere. They can switch 1 through 5. They can guard 1 through 5. That's how they won, right? Like you
Oh,
can
not
just
because of injuries?
no, no. I mean, everybody that says dude, every team that's won, like the Bucks. Think about when the Bucks won, they had so many things go their way. When the Heat won, so many things go their way. Like when the Nuggets won, so many things go their way. Like that's
You
how
can
you
put an
win.
asterisk by every
Yeah, you could put an asterisk.
championship.
Lakers win the bubble. Like you could put an asterisk by pretty much any championship you want. Um, that's just part of it. Like, but that's you have less of it in the NBA in comparison to like the NFL. So I think if you're gonna just talk about injuries, then all right, like you just don't like you just you're trying to find ways to discredit, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine because that's kind of what makes sports fun, right? So I mean it's Celtics one of the most complete teams I've seen. I thought their bench was gonna be a problem this year. Nope. Didn't really
I
matter
sent
at
you a
all.
text right around the playoffs. I was like, it's not that they're not deep. It's the ones that are playing are the ones that just fit into the team so
Yep.
well.
Yep.
And that's
And
what made it work.
at the beginning of the year, I thought Tatum was going to be easy MVP because I thought the Celtics were going to be the best team. Didn't really need to be. And everybody else took massive leaps on that team. And Brown and Derek White, I think, took the next step. And Porzingis was solid. And Drew Holiday, obviously. I don't know why people hate on Drew Holiday so much.
It's not everybody. It's really just one team. If we're being completely
Yeah.
honest.
And I guess maybe they don't hate on him. I just think Drew Holiday, I feel like, does not get the respect that he probably should.
Yep.
I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good player. And just the problem is he's not like a number one scoring option, which is what people think you need in the league today, which is just not true.
That's
You
why
need to
everybody
have some
hates
of
on
those guys.
Tatum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tatum doesn't have to be. If stats are great if you want to be an individual and everything. And let's say the Celtics win 2 more titles with this core. The odds of that happening with how the NBA has been panning out the last couple of years, slim to none. But if they somehow even win 1 more title and they do the same thing where like Tatum's not doing what everybody expects him to do, it's like the NBA fans expect Tatum. Let me rephrase that. The casual NBA fans expect Tatum to put up like 30 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be the number one guy. That's what number one guys are supposed to do. But number one guys are also supposed to win.
And like and everybody's like still harping on him for not necessarily, not in their opinions, performing at the level that he needed to in the playoffs. Dude led the team in points, of rebounds, and assists in the NBA Finals and didn't win Finals MVP.
Right.
Jaylen Brown, rightfully so, deserved it. Certain situations and shots that Brown was in outweigh the overall stats and performances that Tatum had, in my opinion.
Right.
I think the shot, there was a key like 15-footer in game 3 that Boston had from Jaylen Brown that helped seal that victory that I feel like outweighs just individual performance as a whole. But you don't have to be, and maybe it's because he's stated that Kobe's his favorite player of all time. So everybody assumes that, oh, he wants to be Kobe, has to put up 40 points a game, carry everybody, 0 assists, all that stuff. But my personal opinion, I'd rather play my game, and I can almost, because he almost averaged triple-double in certain situations and time periods, depending on how you looked at it. Just play my game, win a couple championships. I'll get my all NBA selections. I'll get my all-star votes. So I'm going to make the Hall of Fame one way or another.
Yeah.
Instead of like being like, look at the mailman, Karl Malone, no championships, but he was the guy. So,
well, I think you would learn a lot about people, individuals, like how they view the game this year. If you were like, what season would you rather have? Would you rather have Luka or Tatum this year?
I'm a team guy.
Right, like Tatum won. So I'm taking Tatum. But I'm fairly certain there'd be a lot of people that'd be like, I'd rather have Luka's season. Like,
It's unfortunate.
but that's just how it's viewed, I think. So I think that would be a good like determiner of which one I would like. I'm with you. I'd rather have Tatum, but
And I feel like
not on my maybe not like as my guy, but just
Yeah.
season wise. Like I'd rather have Tatum season this year.
I just thought about this. One of the things I feel like a lot of people harp on women's basketball, WNBA, college women's basketball, is that it takes a team to actually win a title. It's not individuals. And so people are so used to the LeBrons, the KDs,
Right.
the Giannis's carrying teams to championships. And so the reason that women's basketball gets harped on because it's a lot more like team oriented and it's like your team actually matters. And so when the Celtics do it, it's like, well, this is not what the NBA has been marketed to be, and it's not right. So we're gonna just find a way to say, oh, this was the easiest route to the NBA championship.
It's actually a pretty decent point. It's actually a good point.
Because
I think you're right.
And the Warriors teams with KD will always be an outlier with stuff because those teams were just OP. I really don't know who would win a 7-game series, and everybody in their primes with the 72 win Bulls versus those Warriors think it would be some really good matchups, but who knows? But like those two teams, the Bulls and the Warriors teams, are all outliers compared to everybody else. I personally believe.
Yeah.
And so every other championship, though, for the most part, maybe the Spurs are another outlier because the Spurs are another good team. And that's another reason the Spurs defeated the Heat, not to bring this back up, but like they defeated the Heat as a team.
Yep.
And
I mean, that's why that's why I think just like the shift, like you said, has changed because that Spurs team, I feel like was pretty liked by everybody with like Tony, Manu, Tim, Boris DL, like Bonner, Kawhi. Like I feel like those teams were pretty liked because they were such a good team. I think it's kind of shifted away from that model and it's more about the individuals, which is fine.
Because people follow individuals anyways anymore.
That's just why I like college better anyways, because it's so much more team-based driven. But
whatever. And I mean, I still can't get over though. Like when LeBron was in Miami, he was like the biggest villain in basketball. Right. And then he goes back to Cleveland and all of a sudden everybody loves him and starts following him wherever he goes. And now everybody's a Lakers fan.
Right. Just storylines, right? Like I think that's why people like NBA a little bit more, just because it's just consistent storylines. Like free agency, everybody really loves NBA free agency because it's just boom, boom, boom. Like, oh, this story, this happened, which is good.
People that hate on WWE, you guys literally are just consuming WWE in a different product.
Same thing. Like if you really like NBA storylines and off-season stuff, just watch WWE. It's
literally
that's what you'd like it for. It's just like reality TV. It's good. Honestly, that's why part of it's fun. So I think that's why people like NBA a little bit. Just follow that stuff along like that.
How much longer until Philadelphia gets in trouble for tampering? Because do you think they will?
They probably will. I mean, I don't know if they'll get in trouble, but it'll be like the league is investigating.
I mean, screw ESPN for basically promoting.
I was gonna ask, are you scared of the Sixers or no?
I got a text from someone saying that if people believe that Paul George going into the Sixers moves the needle, they're crazy. And I understand the standpoint they're coming from because Joel Embiid is still the injured-prone star that we know.
Yeah.
And, I mean, dude, okay. The dude threw the ball first game, like one of the first games back from injury, threw the ball off the backboard, caught it, and dunked it, and thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to rely on that guy to stay healthy and make good decisions? So that's one thing. But if you're denying that the Sixers didn't get better than half the East, I'm sorry. The Bucks aren't top 3 in the East anymore, and it's not even close.
Agree. The Bucks have done nothing to move the needle, I think. You got DeLon Wright. Nice. And so your argument, right? This is what people argue for the Bucks, right? Well, we just weren't healthy. Correct. The Sixers weren't healthy.
Lopez isn't anything anymore, dude. I'm sorry.
Right. And if that's going to be your argument, you can't then turn around and say, well, the Sixers are never healthy. Well, you haven't been healthy the past 2 years. So Yeah, you can't make that argument back to back. Now, are the Sixers, I think, a little bit more prone to having injury issues? Sure. But you can also not have injuries. Like, injuries aren't necessarily luck based, but they're kind of like determinant on how you play, what you do, like that type of thing. Paul
Yeah.
George, yeah, he's been hurt. He's missed a lot of games, and
He's
he's
not
missed a lot of
Kawhi. A lot of people assume that he's
yeah,
just as bad as Kawhi, and
yeah.
that's the thing that I feel like people forget.
Also, I Paul George is getting up there. He's a little older. I don't think people quite remember like Pacers. Paul George was a different. He was
I wanted him to go back
different,
to
bro.
Indiana. I'm not gonna lie.
He was different. Pacers Paul George was a dog, and I'm not saying he's going to get back to that level because I don't think that's possible. But I don't think the Clippers were a good fit for him at all. I don't.
That Clippers team is a mess, dude.
I don't think that he was a good. So I'm excited to see him. Obviously, I like Paul George a lot, so I'm excited to see him in Philly. And I think honestly, Maxey is just so good, and Embiid's good, and Paul George is Paul George, and honestly think McCain will actually do some really good stuff for him. And dude, I think the Sixers improved a lot.
Kelly Oubre is underrated, and now
Kelly Oubre is an underrated defender.
He doesn't have to be pushed as much, so now he can just do what he wants.
Mm-hmm. And then you need to have guys like that can guard. Just pick the best guy, Tatum, whoever it is, guard up.
Who's top 4, top 5, like list of teams in the East now for you?
In order?
Just in general. Because Celtics. I feel like maybe one right now specifically, one is probably on its own level, and then everybody else could be flipped depending on the situation.
I'd probably go like Celtics 1, like 1A, 1B, Knicks.
Yep.
And Sixers. Then the Bucks and the Pacers are about the same, probably, I think.
See, I was gonna go Celtics, Knicks, Pacers, and honestly Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't quite know what to think of the Cavs. I don't really like their build. Like,
yeah,
they're okay. They just don't. They're in a good spot because
how did they fire their coach after that?
Yeah, that's what I don't know. And they're so different. Like, they have two bigs. They have a good I don't really think Mitchell's like a wing. Like, he's more of like a point guy.
Can we agree he can't be the guy for a championship?
Yeah, he needs to have he couldn't solo it. I agree. He needs to have some other guys. And I don't think they really have they just have big guys, and Garland's okay. Garland's got to take I don't know, their build's just so different than everybody that's been successful lately. Is that it can work, but you have to do different well. And I don't know. I got to see how they get coached and stuff, but they have to just do different well, better than everybody else. That'll be their key. So we'll have to see, but they'll be fine. I actually think the Magic did some sneaky good stuff. The East is going to be decent, pretty deep. Magic did some sneaky good stuff. We'll just have to see what happens, of course. But
I hope you knew that this was going to come. What do you think about your Pistons,
dude? They got first off, they got absolutely hosed in the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
They should have Wemby.
Not like someone was gonna. It's not like this draft class is gonna move any needles, though.
No, but they honestly should have Wemby, though.
Wemby, yeah.
They should have Wemby and Cade, and that duo would cook.
Yeah,
but obviously they didn't.
I'm not saying it happened, but I wonder if there was a cold envelope kind of situation with that. They wanted him on the Spurs, but
I don't know. But now they still have to play, and they have not done a great job at that. But I thought they'd be Cade is very good. I think Cade you got to build around Cade and Duren. I actually they have some good young guys. I honestly thought they were getting Wemby, but they have some good young guys, and they should be able to build from that. I just can't believe that it's taken. They've missed so many. You know what I'm saying? It's just been so bad. And Monty Williams, I thought was going to be very solid. Get him places wrong, so wrong, just so wrong.
They fired him after 1 year, dude. That's so crazy.
Yes, I was so wrong on the Pistons. I thought the Pistons were going to be just solid. Not top 5 in the East, but like playing game, like kind of like the Magic did.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was going to be what the Pistons did. So wrong, just incredibly wrong. Could not have been more wrong.
Shout out the Minnesota Timberwolves though for getting Dillingham in the draft.
I
feel like
actually,
that's going to be a
I
good
do
move.
not like Shepherd and Dillingham at all, but I
Oh,
think
okay.
Dillingham to the Timberwolves fits
I feel like he's
really
gonna
well.
Fit, yeah,
really well.
I feel like he's going to be a great addition, dude. I'm the West. I am so happy that I'm not a fan of a Western Conference team.
Yeah,
because like the hope that you had to have has to be so artificial because like anything can happen. Like
yeah. No,
there's
also,
some people that think that, and maybe I'm one of those. I haven't decided yet. That think that the Oklahoma City Thunder made two of the best moves in free
yeah.
agency this
I mean,
offseason.
I would say the winners right now of free agency: Thunder, Sixers. Losers: Nuggets, Clippers.
Yep.
I mean, that's where I'd be at. I mean, honestly, I'd put Heat in the losers. They haven't done anything. That's what I would say. Nuggets
I'm
are
waiting
gonna
for the
Nuggets.
Tyler Hero trade rumors to come back up at like every
He
offseason.
survives them every year. He's like Thanos, bro. I'm Tyler Hero believer, bro. But anyways.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of would love to see him win the title. That'd be kind of cool. Not for the Heat though.
He could, like, I promise, if he got traded, like if we had got traded Dame and Hero got traded, Hero would be getting like 25 a game. He would just get buckets. But anyways, that's a different conversation for a different day. But I think the Nuggets, dude, your window is closing so fast. And when they lost Brown and they lost Jeff Green and now they lost KCP, like it's hard to fill those roles, really hard to fill those roles. So I'll be interested to see how the Nuggets do. But dude, you're right, Thunder. And what they did was so smart. They re-signed all their young guys and like backup, like Isaiah Joe, Andrew Wiggins, like all those guys. Not Andy, yeah,
Aaron Wiggins.
Aaron Wiggins. There we go. I was like, that's not Andrew.
Yeah.
Aaron Wiggins. Yeah, they signed up all those backup guys they have to long, like 4-year deals that are like kind of expensive right now, but in 2 years they won't be expensive and they'll be under, and they can have Hardenstein and they can have all these dudes and then they can extend Shea. Like they're building it right. So I'm excited to see what happens there.
Yeah. I'm telling you though, this Timberwolves roster is, I feel like they're one team that like you can't call them a loser or like they missed out on that free agency because literally their roster is built. I feel like personally, like it's built to last a long time. I personally believe,
and they actually D up. Like I think the Timberwolves are built how the Cavs think they're built.
Yep. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, whether you realize it or not, defense does matter in the NBA.
Yeah.
Celtics won the championship because of their defense. And yes, their offense is really good. They shot 48% of their shots were from 3 this year, but like their defense is the reason they won the championship. The reason the Timberwolves and the Thunder got to the conference finals was because of their defense. And the reason that these teams that everybody's talking about in the future have chances of winning championships, you mentioned Timberwolves, Thunder, Celtics, Knicks, the list goes on really. 76ers might be a little bit of an outlier, but it depends on the day. But like defense matters in the NBA now. And it's not, I hate people that say that the NBA doesn't play any defense because that is not true whatsoever. It's more of, can that defense be good enough to stop how good the offensive skills these players have?
Yeah, and I think that's the key, right? Like basketball has changed in the past 20 years is now you don't have one good guy. You got like 5 guys at all times that can score. So you have to be able to guard 1 through 5, usually at least 4 of them, right? So you're right. Defense does help you win championships. You still got to be able to get buckets at the end of the day. Like if you need a bucket, who you gonna go to, right? Like you have to score. But you have to now be able to have at least like 3 serviceable defenders on the court at all times. So that's kind of where the Mavericks got exposed a little bit. Like if the Mavericks could have played defense, I think Mavericks probably better than the Celtics offensively, but defensively they don't hold it. They're not even close, right? So
Do you think Clay
No,
is as big of an addition? Okay.
dude, he can't guard. You can't have three. Like, I'm a big. I mean, we've talked about it. I'm big. Like, you can score. If you can score, you can win. Correct.
But you're going to have off games.
Yes. And if you're playing 7, you have to basically hope you don't have 4 off games, which is it's a strategy. I don't know if it's a good one or not, but it's definitely a strategy. If they can find a way to guard, they will be really good. But if that's your challenge, like right, if you're coach and your challenge is we got to find a way to guard, that's not a bad challenge. Like we just got to figure out how to guard these guys. Not a bad challenge. We'll just have to see what happens. I don't think like Clay moves the needle offensively a lot, but I mean you lose guys like Derek Jones was a great defender. Like he guarded Tatum a lot of the time, right? Like who you gonna replace that with? Najee Marshall? I don't know. Like, is that the equivalent? I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's what makes the NBA fun.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I just want basketball to be here already. Screw football. Let's get over that.
Yeah, football just passes you till basketball. I agree.
Yeah. Only thing football means is a new college football video game. That's all I care about.
Yeah, Brock will be locked in. So if you want to play with Brock on new NCAA, let him know.
I'm taking state baseball is that following week after the game gets released, and I'm in a hotel all week in Cedar Rapids. Shout out the Colonels.
Colonels.
Yep, I am definitely packing my Xbox.
Well, if Brock's late to any events that he has to go to, you know where to find him. He'll be in his hotel room playing college football.
Yep, if there's no stuff on social media, my bad. I apologize.
Hand up. That's on me.
That's on me, my bad.
You got anything else?
No, not really. You got anything planned for the 4th?
Nope.
Just staying back with the fam.
Just gonna hang out, enjoy the time.
Get to hang out with a bunch of people, meet a bunch of new people as well. That will be great.
Sounds right up your alley, baby.
Social battery will be below E. Have you seen some cars are able to do it and some aren't, but like where the thing is literally below E, that's where I will be.
At least you know. At least you're prepared.
Yep. For those that don't know, I may sound like on here that I love talking and all that, but no, I like myself to be quiet and in a corner by myself doing nothing.
Well, I guess we'll see how that goes for you.
I swear, if AJ Lee and Roman Reigns show up on Saturday, I'm going to.
I kind of hope it happens now.
I'm gonna be so mad because, like, the crew in Omaha that I'm gonna go see, I haven't met them before, so I can't.
Yeah, you can't have it.
I can't just expose them to that right away.
Nope.
Because people are judgmental, man, about professional wrestling. Screw them.
At least you know.
Screw them. It's y'all watch the Avengers and think that's awesome, when in reality that's all blue screen.
Okay.
And I'm an Avengers guy too. I watch Marvel and stuff like that, but like y'all watch that, go to the opening night at 12:30 at night to watch the first ever showing of the new Marvel film. But professional wrestling, that's fake.
Brock's on his soapbox.
Well, I mean, I'm a movie person. I know how movies are made and all that. The amount of crap that they have to put into that to make it even look remotely real.
Right.
When all you got to do for wrestling, if someone's going to go through a table, you make a pre-made table that's meant to be broken.
Yeah, you just pull the lever on the bottom, break it.
Shout out! What was the 6-man tag team match at WrestleMania where the table just broke from the guy laying on it?
Oh yeah, I can't remember what match that was, but that was good stuff.
Snoop Dogg was on the call, and
he's like,
I think they brought the table out, and he's like, "Hey, boo boo." He's talking about Yogi Bear and all that, bro. We need Snoop Dogg to call more. Snoop Dogg and Pat McAfee need to call a Royal Rumble together. Just
that would be
no
just
one else.
Chaos. That would just be chaos. Well, that's how we're gonna end it. Snoop Dogg and Pat McAfee on the Royal Rumble.
Last thing, we're 4 followers away on Facebook from being able to stream again. So, if you're not followed, please follow us and like us on
comment, subscribe.
Yes. Comment, rate us on if you're listening on the podcast apps, Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Leave a rating. leave comments, maybe suggest things that you guys want us to talk about. We're always open to ideas.
Yeah, baby.
Especially with the dog days of summer and not much to talk about until college football, which, I mean, I got some hot takes about college football coming into this year, so it should be fun.
Wow, I'm excited already for the hot takes. So
It's
we'll
going to
have
be
to,
weird doing a prediction this year with 12-team playoffs.
and like
I'm not sure how
not
we're
as
going to
many.
do that.
We'll have to brainstorm. We'll figure it out. Put the power of the minds together. All right. Well, that's all we got for this episode. 515 Sports Podcast. A little Money in the Bank, a little NBA talk, a little bit of everything. Hope everybody has a good 4th, and we'll see you next time. Peace.